Buckle up. This is where speed meets the future. Welcome to the all-new motor frame. Don't forget to hit subscribe.
Navigating an unpaved, dimly lit city street at rush hour demands a machine that responds instantly to the chaos. But if you are shopping in the modern 160cc segment, you face a frustrating choice. You have to decide whether to pay a heavy premium for the highest tech dashboard on the market, or keep that cash in your pocket and focus on the hardware that actually helps you navigate heavy traffic. That specific trade-off is the exact battleground for the two top contenders in this class. The aggressively updated, tech-heavy. Buying a motorcycle based on a spec sheet alone is a reliable way to drain your wallet for electronics you rarely activate, leaving you with a bike that is actively poorly suited for your actual daily route. TVS structures the Apache family with a broad variant ladder, giving budget-conscious riders a much lower financial entry point. This bar chart maps the price-to-feature ratio. The Apache secures critical hardware, like upside-down forks and dual-channel ABS at a lower price tier. Contrast that with the Pulsar SS, demanding a staggering 1.42 lakh. For that premium, Bajaj provides a TFT display and map mirroring. You have to ask yourself if spending extra for map mirroring makes sense on a commuter bike that you ride on the exact same familiar route to work every single day. By skipping the luxury electronics, a buyer secures the Apache's top safety hardware and keeps a substantial amount of cash in the bank. Bajaj has priced and equipped the Pulsar N160 SS like a luxury purchase for early tech adopters, while the Apache's pricing structure respects the strict financial limits of the working commuter. The physical design of these two bikes dictate how they feel in cramped spaces. The Pulsar carries a bulky, muscular street fighter silhouette, sitting in direct contrast to the Apache's stripped-down racing lines. The Pulsar features a massive 14-liter fuel tank. While that reduces stops at the petrol pump, it adds significant top-heavy bulk directly between the rider's knees. This wireframe overlay maps the rider geometry. The Apache's 800mm seat height places the rider in a commanding posture to spot traffic gaps. The Pulsar drops to 795mm, planting feet flat, but forces you deeper inside the frame, compressing the leg angle. Then consider the sheer physical mass. The Apache is an agile 144 kilograms. The Pulsar is a bloated 151 kilograms. Visual bulk might look impressive parked on a showroom floor, but dragging an extra 7 kilograms of metal through a 2-hour commute actively accelerates rider fatigue. To understand how these bikes actually move, we have to look at the engine architectures. The Pulsar uses a brand new short-stroke motor, while the Apache relies on its proven 4-valve design. The Pulsar SS utilizes an electronic ride-by-wire throttle. Instead of pulling a physical metal cable, a sensor sends a digital signal to smooth out power delivery. But the throttle is only part of the equation. It ultimately controls a mechanical piston rapidly firing up and down to generate forward momentum. This graph plots engine RPM against power output. The Pulsar engine revs hard, pushing to 9,500 RPM to unlock 18 horsepower. The Apache's curve delivers peak torque 500 RPM earlier. In this 3,000 to 6,000 RPM urban commute zone, the Apache provides immediate, accessible punch. Early torque is infinitely more valuable than high-end horsepower when making a quick overtake at a traffic light. You also have to consider the pump. Pushing an engine to high RPMs burns significantly more gas, and modern E20 fuels are already returning slightly lower fuel efficiency under aggressive riding. A high horsepower number looks great on paper, but it is utterly useless if you are trapped in second gear on a congested city street. Let's take those engine dynamics and subject them to the unscientific infrastructure of Indian roads. When your front wheel abruptly strikes a deep, jagged pothole, your comfort comes down entirely to clearance and suspension. This cross-section illustrates a critical metric, ground clearance. The Apache offers an elevated 180mm, while the Pulsar sits much lower at 165. That deficit means the Pulsar is prone to bottoming out on oversized speed breakers, resulting in painful underbelly scrapes. When traffic grinds to a halt entirely, both manufacturers offer a digital solution. TVS's glide-through technology and Bajaj's crawl tech allow the bike to roll forward smoothly at a walking pace, saving you from severe hand cramps by eliminating constant clutch modulation. But once you start moving again, the Apache's lighter chassis allows you to effortlessly flick through tight gaps, whereas the Pulsar's heavier frame is tuned for planted, straight-line highway stability. By giving the rider better ground clearance, earlier torque, and lower weight, the Apache is explicitly engineered to absorb the punishment of broken roads. The Pulsar, conversely, forces the rider to actively baby the bike over every major obstacle. The final purchasing decision requires matching your budget to the reality of your daily ride. This flowchart maps out the ideal buyer profile for the premium Bajaj Pulsar N160 S. The Pulsar is built for the tech-obsessed rider. If you have the extra cash for Google Maps mirroring, and you are willing to trade agility for the heavier weight required for weekend highway stability, the Pulsar is an incredibly feature-rich machine. But look at the alternate path. If you are operating on a strict budget, fighting heavy city traffic every morning, and navigating poorly maintained roads, the priorities shift entirely. Because real Indian traffic demands lightweight agility, immediate low-end punch, and high ground clearance far more than it demands raw horsepower, the TVS Apache RTR 164V remains the smartest, most pragmatic investment for the working commuter.
And subscribe to the channel for more.